Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Police are on the hunt tonight for a Grand Forks man accused of molesting a young child. 32-year-old Derek Mortrude is facing a gross sexual imposition charge in relation to a victim under the age of 15. And now we're learning more tonight about this man's past and what people close to the family of the victim are saying. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer joins us in the studio now with more around this unsettling case. Melanie?
Yeah, Andrea, the details in this criminal complaint are truly disturbing. These court documents say a Grand Forks elementary school counselor contacted Grand Forks police in December of 2017 for concerns of a child being sexually abused. Someone close to the victim told the counselor that Mortrude would pull down his pants and have, quote, you know what, with the victim, adding that Mortrude would show his private parts to the victim a lot and that they needed to see a doctor. This person added that Mortrude had basically raped this young child and that Mortrude should go to jail. Now, we dug into Mortrude's past to see if he's faced similar charges before. Court records show he's been charged with a handful of misdemeanor crimes in the past, including DUI, reckless driving, theft, and criminal mischief. We've also been in contact with someone close to the family of the victim. He tells us he wants to know why a warrant for Mortrude wasn't issued sooner, since the court documents allege the incidents happened in 2017. We asked this question to the state's attorney, but have yet to hear back. Andrea?
Thank you, Melanie. The charge of gross sexual imposition is a Class A felony with a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. We reached out to Grand Forks Police for more information about the case, and they referred us to the state's attorney. This story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help with an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. We are closing out a pretty nice Monday, and I heard Hutch talking about flip-flops for tomorrow. Hutch, how's our Tuesday morning looking?
Well, I'm not certain about those flip-flops, Andrea, but Tuesday morning is looking like we'll actually start seeing some warmer temperatures. So if that's what you delight, then knock your socks off and put some flip-flops on. Temperatures are in the teens here as we cool quickly, as mentioned earlier this evening. But as we go through the overnight hours, your hour-by-hour forecast shows those clouds up north will continue to stream southward, but the south winds also increase during the overnight, and temperatures will have a chance at boosting up as we get to those pre-dawn hours. So we'll be near 20 for many to start out your Tuesday. That's a good start. And we do have those flip-flops that we'll have to put away because a significant storm is heading our way for midweek. I'll have details on what your impacts might be as this very potent system works its way through here in just a couple of moments.
If not tomorrow, soon we'll wear those flip-flops.
Back to you.
Thanks, Hutch. Fargo City leaders tonight approved an additional $300 million of federal funding for the diversion project, bringing the total to $750 million. We've told you how the National Weather Service, in its most recent spring flood outlook, said the threat for significant snowmelt flooding has increased. And after this past weekend, with even more snow piling up, city engineers are emphasizing the increased risk of flooding.
I'm afraid we're in trouble. And it's comforting to know that, and I think it's good for our community to know the preparation we have for that potentiality.
Over in Minnesota, lawmakers are pushing to replenish an empty disaster fund ahead of anticipated spring flooding. At a news conference today, Republicans were highlighting a proposal for $40 million to refill that depleted fund. They would add $20 million this fiscal year and another $20 million in the next. But the House Democrat who created the fund, Representative Gene Pawlowski of Winona, says it's meant for disasters between legislative sessions. If there is serious flooding this spring, he says, the legislature would approve aid while it's still in session.
Then I heard I call it the avalanche because that's what it sounded like. And it just all let loose at once. And it was just kind of scary because if somebody would have even parked there, it would have totaled their car.
A West Fargo woman was startled yesterday when a loud noise was heard from outside her home. It came from snow falling off the roof. That roof avalanche was caught on her security camera. She says her roof is okay. It was the roof's snow stoppers that had fallen off, causing snow to fall in large amounts. The woman says it's lucky nobody was standing near her home when it happened. Now officials are saying that snow removal from roofs is no longer just a suggestion, it's a priority. Following this weekend's heavy, wet snowfall and with more on the way, the weight is becoming too much for buildings to bear. On Sunday, at least 5 businesses across the metro were impacted by roof collapses. The pesky snow has some residents turning to social media to find removal services. But Valley News Team's Katie Opperly spoke with a licensed snow removal company that explains how having just anyone do the job could be a liability.
Snow piling on top of homes can accumulate to thousands of pounds, weighing on the roof, in some cases leading to collapses.
You have to be worried about cave-ins. I've already been to a whole bunch of them that the roofs caved in.
But when it comes to removing the snow, J&J Repairs reminds residents that hiring someone can come with risks.
If anyone falls, you give them the right to be on your property, so you okayed any problem that's going to occur.
Hiring someone who does not have the proper equipment or does the job incorrectly could lead to damage of your roof. Or it could be a liability if someone is injured on your property and not covered by their company.
If you decide to hire someone, be sure that it's just not anyone off the street. Be sure that they carry a general contractor's license, a Fargo license, $2 million liability insurance, and every one of their guys that's on your property is fully covered by workman's comp.
The large amounts of snow in the region means a greater demand for snow removal, so it can be tempting to hire the first person available. But asking questions about who is liable for damages or injuries is important. If you are going to work on removing the snow yourself, make sure you're smart about it. Use a snow rake instead of climbing on the rooftop to avoid the risk of falling off, and make sure the rake is not made of metal to avoid damage to your roof. Never use salt on your roof, as this can also cause damage and discoloration to shingles. Clear overhangs first, as this is the weakest point in the roof. Also make sure dams and drains are clear so that the water can drain and will not continue to add strain on your home. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
For the complete list of things to check off before hiring someone to clear off your roof, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Minnesota's Senate Judiciary Committee voted down a recreational marijuana bill today. The vote was 6-3 against the bill, with all 6 Republicans voting against it. The hearing marked the first time a recreational marijuana bill has had a committee hearing at the Minnesota Capitol. The bill would have allowed those 21 years or older to possess, use, and cultivate small amounts of cannabis products and accessories. It also would have expunged criminal convictions for low-level marijuana possession charges or possessing pot while in a motor vehicle. North Dakota's Senate killed House Bill 3015 today that would exempt sports cars from displaying a front license plate. The bill defines a sports car as an aerodynamically designed motor vehicle built to seat no more than 2 individuals. Those in favor of the bill say some sports cars aren't designed for a front license plate. Moorhead police are sending out more reminders about cars that are left parked on roads this winter. They sent out a reminder just last week about moving cars out of the roadways, but they say not much has changed. Police tell us people are continuing to leave their vehicles outside, blocking other cars and plows. They say they need your help as we get closer to the next winter storm.
Again, we're asking people just to think of their neighbors, be courteous, be respectful, and move their cars.
The Moorhead Police Department says it's continuing to ticket and tow vehicles that are in the roadways. With the measles outbreak growing in certain hot spots around the country, doctors are now pleading with parents to get their children vaccinated. Over the past week, the number of cases jumped from 206 to 228, now impacting 12 states. In Oregon, an unvaccinated child came down with a life-threatening disease. But instead of measles, it was tetanus, the first pediatric case seen there in more than 30 years. According to a new CDC report, it happened in 2017. A 6-year-old boy cut his forehead while playing on a farm and days later had painful muscle spasms and lockjaw.
He was very, very sick. Without proper medical care, he certainly would have died.
What I really believe is that we need to make it easier to get a vaccination than it is to get an exemption.
The boy spent 8 weeks in the hospital with medical bills topping $800,000. The report states that when he was healthy, his family declined further vaccines. Doctors published the report hoping to raise awareness.